guys. So, progress. They're eating now. Look, there's lots of food up here. They like it on the floor the best, but I'm trying to get them to learn how. To eat out of a food container. So that's eventually how we'll want it to work. Yeah, there you go. Look in the food container. See that? See right there? Yeah, big stretch. So they've had a bath. They seem pretty content. Not really scared of us anymore. They're eating. And sometimes they'll eat out of our hand. And so they know how to drink out of their water dish. For now, they're just in this enclosed space just while I help them get used to me and being around people. And they have a bigger cage that they will get to be moved into. That's in our backyard. But once the socialization is farther along, but we want to have them in closer proximity for a little bit for socializing. They're doing a lot of preening and eating, and they seem happy and not afraid for the most part. So this one that's in the foreground here we've named Fern. Fern is taking care of all the pin feathers, trying to get all the pin feathers worked out. A lot of preening work to be done. And Fern is the more advanced of the two and the more confident and totally not afraid of me, totally not afraid of my daughter or either of us, and just acting like it wants to be our buddy. And then behind there is the smaller of the two birds that we named Pilot. Now Pilot is kind of like, it's funny, Pilot seems to be a little bit less mature than Fern and more scared, more cautious and scared of us a little bit. And it's funny that Fern, the bigger of the two babies, has taken on an almost parent kind of role, to where whenever the bigger, more confident bird, Fern, comes back, Pilot squeaks and asks for food and pecks at Fern's beak and acts like you would treat a parent. So the smaller of the two babies is treating the bigger bird, the bigger, less scared bird, almost like a parent looking to them for support and making noises like it's begging for food and stuff. But they're both eating bird seeds off the floor so far. And the our more friendly, more tame of the two, Fern, will actually eat seeds out of our hand at this point. And they've had a bath, make sure they don't have any parasites, and they've had their nails trimmed. They're looking pretty good, I have to say. They produce a lot of poop, so we have to clean their cage out multiple times a day while they're in this temporary small cage. But once they go to their bigger permanent cage, hopefully that'll be less of a problem. And we might have some perches in there, or maybe a false floor so the poop can fall through. I need to read about whether they get bumblefoot from walking on wire, because if that's the case, then we don't want to have a false floor. But if they can walk on wire, that would be nice, because then the poop could fall through, and that would be a nice setup. So they're just doing super good right now, just getting comfortable with being out of the nest. And now we're gonna clean up the mess that their parents left in our roof where the nest was. And these are gonna be people birds from now on.